Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. This is going to be a tag video. This one's going to be my first time tag. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my iPad down here and I have all the questions listed and down below and all that good stuff. If you guys are interested in watching a what's on my iPad video, let me know. I've never actually done one of those. I've had my iPad for like a couple years now, so it's gone through a lot of apps, and because I use it mostly for business and stuff, so there's a lot of business apps, a lot of really cool apps, and I actually edit my videos on my iPad, so that might be something interesting to show you guys how I do that, so let me know. And as well, I also share it with my little 4-year-old, so yes, there's a lot of games and educational stuff that I let him use when he's using it. Anyways, jumping right into the first question. First question is, do you still talk to your first love? My first love is actually my husband. I know that sounds super cheesy, but my first couple boyfriends, I didn't really fall in love with them. I think I felt like I just wanted to be in a relationship, so I kind of was just in it for just the sake of having a boyfriend. I was still in high school, so when I met my husband, I instantly fell in love with him, and we are going to be married for 6 years this coming March in 2014. So it's actually kind of cool because our anniversary date is actually on the 14th. So 3/14/14 is actually going to be our 6th anniversary. So I'm really excited. Looking forward to it. Love you, honey. Question number 2 is, what was your first job? I was actually an instructional aide for a teacher. I just graduated from high school, and it's a really long story. It's kind of a sad one. But I got accepted as an instructional aide because I took tests and stuff to help with teachers and 4th and 5th grade students. So I was working with the school when I was 18, turning 19 actually. Number 3 is, what was your first car? So I guess technically speaking, my first car was going to be I want to say a 2003 Ford Mustang. It was going to be a yellow Mustang. I have a very old video of it, but I ended up having to give it back because at the time when I was 16, my parents couldn't afford it, and I didn't have my license yet, and I wasn't taking any classes to get my permit or anything. So I was still a little young, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So flash forward to 2007, and I actually have my little red 2003 Pontiac Vibe. That is my first car, my first little love, and that's what I've drove to school with. To college, because I went to college for a few months. I know that's bad. That's another story in itself. But I still have it. It's still there. It needs it needs some love. I can just tell you that. It needs some love because it's a very old car. And with all the moving that I've done in the past couple of years, it's just, yeah. Not a bad driver. I don't want to say I'm a bad driver, but I can use some improvement in taking care of my vehicle. Yeah, moving on. Number 4 is, who was the first person to text you today? It was actually my husband, because him and his siblings and his mom were actually heading out of town today, so he texted me saying, oh, we're on our way, and so yeah. He's the one who texted me very early this morning. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? I actually have to say my kids. My little boys, because I had to get up early in order to get my oldest ready to go to church with my parents, and I have my youngest who's actually napping in the living room. I'm in my room. He's napping in the living room, which is why I'm doing videos today. And yep, that's who I thought of first this morning. Number 6, who was your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher was Mrs. Peacock. She's a retired teacher now, but she still goes to my old elementary school and helps them with their Christmas productions every year, or almost every year. I don't know if she did it last year actually. And my mom actually works there now. She's a secretary for that school. So shout out to my peeps in Albany. They know who they are, and if they're watching, they know who I am as well. But yes, Mrs. Peacock was my first grade teacher, and I absolutely loved her. Apparently, according to her, I was a little troublemaker sometimes. But yeah, because I got bored really easily, because apparently I was one of the smartest students in the class. So yeah, moving on. Number 7 is, where did you go on your first ride on a plane? I don't remember exactly, but I know I went to Mexico to visit family members, my my grandparents who live in Mexico. So yeah, I believe I want to say I was 5 when I went on my first plane ride. Maybe 5 or 6. I'm not quite sure. That part of my brain for some reason does not want to remember those memories, but I know I was little. I was really little when I went on my first plane ride. Number 8 is, who was your first best friend and do you still talk? I want to say my first best friend, who actually used to live across from me growing up. She moved to Bakersfield and then now she's traveling. But Christian, if you watch me at all, saying hi to everybody. I know her mom still lives in Bakersfield, which is actually a few minutes like south of me. But yeah, so she was my first best friend. It's funny, it's a funny story actually. We taught each other how to speak each other's language, because growing up, my first language was Spanish, because my mom and my dad they both have Mexican parents, so they taught me how to speak Spanish first. And Christian only knew how to speak English. So there we are, 2 little girls, living across the street from each other. Christian speaks English, I speak Spanish, and we come home to each other's parents and we're like, Mom, what did she say? We don't know what each other's saying. So, lo and behold, I learned how to speak English with her within the first 3 months of ever really meeting and being around her. So thank you, Christian, you taught me English. And since then, it's been a very long time. I haven't spoken to her since, I believe, when my oldest was born. Yeah, that was a long time. So yeah, moving on. Number 9 is, where was your first sleepover? My first sleepover was actually down the street to my aunt's house, because I used to go over to my cousin's house a lot. And they used to live on the opposite street of where we are now. Number 10 is, who was the first person you talked to today? Excuse me. The first person I actually talked to today was my 11-month-old, who is going to be a year on the 13th this month. So I'm super excited, waking him up, and then my oldest woke up, and so I have my boys with me and I'm talking to them first. So yeah, they're the first people I talked to today. Let's see, number 11, whose wedding were you in the first time? My parents. My parents actually got married, civil marriage, before the year I was actually born. So they actually got married civil in January of 1988, which is the year I was born. I was born December of that year, so lo and behold, honeymoon ended up conceiving a baby. Yay me! But their church marriage, I was about a year, and no, I was going to be a year. I think I was like 8 months or something, because they got married in August of the next year by church. So, and of course I was there. And yeah, so yeah, that was the first wedding I was in. I was in my parents' wedding. Number 12, what was the first thing you did this morning? And I want to say feed my kids, because if I don't feed my kids, they're screaming at me, and yeah. So my son got cereal because he needed to get ready to go to church with my parents. So thank you, parents, for taking him for the afternoon while I was working. Number 12, oh, sorry, number 13, what was the first concert you've ever went to? If I ever went on a first concert, I would tell you. I have yet to go to a concert. I guess if school concerts count, I remember my first concert was actually in high school. But outside of high school, I have yet to actually attend a concert. I remember being in the back, towards the back, and I think I recorded some of it actually. My very old camera. I have to show you guys my old camera. Speaking of camera, I am filming on my new camera that I got for Christmas. It's HD, it's a Sony, and I am loving the quality so far. So hopefully it comes out really good. If you guys let me know how it's all turning out. Anyways, let's move on. Number 14, first broken bone. Never broken a bone. Shocker, maybe. I'm a klutz. Extremely clumsy, but I've never broken a bone. I've sprained a bone. I've sprained my ankle, but I've never broken a bone yet. I probably shouldn't have said that. Number 15, first piercing. I definitely have to say my parents gave me my first piercing when I was really little, and I still have them. They are the normal earlobe piercings on my body. Number 16, first foreign country you've gone to. Like I said, I've gone to Mexico. And so far that is it, because I have not traveled outside of the country or continent. I was terrible in geology and geography and all that other history stuff. Yeah, no. So yeah, I have yet to travel outside of North America. Let's put it that way. Number 18, when was your first detention? I did not deserve that detention. I don't even remember what it was for, but I know it was not my fault. As hard as it was to believe, I was actually a very, very good girl in school. I lacked in my grades, but I feel like it's because I got bored and I didn't end up pushing myself. But the reason for the detention, I don't even remember, but I know I got one, and I was in middle school, I want to say, and it wasn't my fault. So let's just put it that way. I don't remember, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Number 19, who was your first roommate? If my brother counts, then my brother was my first roommate because we were little and we used to share a room. I have never been in a dorm room, so I've never actually had roommates outside of the house, outside of my family's home. But yeah, my little brother was my first roommate. I want to say I was like 10 and he was 8. No, not 8. That's only 2 years. 10 and 6. We were little. We're about 3 and 10 months apart. 3 years and 10 months apart. So yeah, my brother was my first roommate, I guess. Moving on. What is something you would learn if you had the chance? I want to sew. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn how to sew. Because my mom has her machine. It's a very, very old machine. My dad had it apparently when they already lived here. I mean, he was already living here. So it's super old. So I guess that would be something if I had the chance. If I really buckled down, I probably could go and try and sew. Okay, number 21, what were the first lessons you ever took? Lessons meaning like piano lessons and stuff like that. I've never actually taken any lessons for anything. A lot of the stuff I know is self-taught. I guess, I don't, that's really strange. I don't know how, whoever else, if I'm the only one who hasn't ever really taken any lessons yet, I know a lot of stuff. But if I could, I probably would take more lessons just so I know I'm well-rounded. But yeah. And the last question is, who was the first person beauty-related you ever watched? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's a little history on my channel. I've had my YouTube channel or my YouTube account since 2007. I started it and I was still in high school. I was a senior in high school. I didn't actually start watching videos until probably that summer. And the first person I actually remember watching, I want to say it was, I don't remember how to pronounce the name, MysticFire07 or 81. I don't remember. I know she was from Europe, and she had her little boy. I'm terrible at history, and I have a terrible memory to start it off that way. But of course, and then I ended up starting to watch Candy Johnson and then Emily Noel. They were like my very first ones. I know Makeup Geek, Marlena. Marlena was one of my first that I started watching as well. Who else? I watched so many girls at the beginning of my YouTube fascination. And to think I didn't start making videos until probably a couple years ago. To think. Where would I be now if I actually started doing it since high school? Wow, I am 25 now. Oh my god, I feel old. Anyways, so that is the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed the questions, and if you guys end up doing this tag, tweet me the link. I would definitely want to watch some of the answers that you guys would probably put. If there's another tag that you guys want me to do, let me know. I'm always looking for a fun new tag to do, whether it's seasonal or, just questions and stuff. I know there's another one I want to do. I think Jordan Cheyenne, JJ Weezy, believe it's her. Weezy or Beauty? I don't. Oops, sorry girl. She did a tag where she listed a bunch of YouTube girls and why she wanted them as favorites or something like that. Favorite YouTuber, I think that's the name of the tag. So I think I want to do that one next. Again, let me know if you guys want me to do the what's on my iPad tag. I want to know if it's a tag. There's also the what's in my purse tag. If you guys actually made it to the end of this video, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. All of my links should be down below. I am on Pinterest. I have like so many boards and really cool stuff. I make jewelry, so I have a ring and things board. I have so many other fun stuff that I do. I'm on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I actually have a Facebook beauty page. I don't want to say it's a fan page because it's not really just about me. I'm also going to shout out a couple friends. Natalie, she has a beauty group, Bound by Beauty, so yeah. Go check out that group. It's, you know, share everything. She has a guideline, so everything should be linked down below. Should be linked down below. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tag. Please subscribe for more. I'm trying to get the ball rolling and putting up way more stuff than I had normally. Hopefully soon I get a better background and all that good stuff. I'm still working with my camera, so hopefully the lighting and everything is really good. My hair looks wet. I just got out of the shower and then I did this. Speaking of, this look should be up soon. I'm not quite sure when it's going up yet, but it is going to be part of the look that I did as a getting ready with me. So, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, leave comments. I love reading comments. I try and reply back to everybody who leaves a comment as soon as it gets in. I'm not that big yet, so hopefully you guys like it. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.